Okay, hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Easy Markets Daily Pitch International with me, Darius because today's the 3rd of October, 2023. So, welcome, everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. Look, I'll disappear from that little left corner for now. I'll let you read the rest of the disclaimer and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so now then, also just before we go further, as always, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. If you have any questions, you can always drop us a message, if you have anything. Just saying. Anyway, guys, let's jump into the charts. The first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225, and looking at the picture here, we saw a nice, beautiful decline. So everything worked out perfectly on what I talked about previously with my technicals. So I said to you that in order for me to go lower, I need to see a drop below that 31,700 zone. Well, there we go. We got that. We tested my other target, the 31,243. That's great, tick. And then I said to you that after that, I'll aim for that 31,000 mark, which is around that 200-day EMA. Good potential target. Let's see if we can get a nice move here towards this territory. At the moment, like I said, my first question, will this get a little hold up here or not? If it's going to get a little hold up, maybe a bit of a rebound here could be possible. However, if you're looking for some higher levels, I think at this point, let me just grab a line. I think that at this point, it would be best to wait for a push above this downside line, a break of this downside line, and then, yeah, we could go to the upside a little bit here. Not much, but a little bit to the upside. But at this point, yes, my next target is the 31,000 mark, as long as we remain below the 31,240 zone right here, where we're currently sitting at. So yeah, I know it's not far, I get it, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So if it clears the 200-day EMA, okay, that's wonderful. We could go further south. But at this point, look, let's not rush into things, okay? China 50, look, there's not much to talk about this one because China is on holiday this whole week. So basically, this will be reflective of what's happening in Europe and in the US, and also, of course, in Australia and Japan. But those probably will follow Europe and US. So look, we broke the upside line. So it seems like we have been waiting to see this breaking. When they will go on holiday, and it's like, oh, it's not us, it's the global market, right? So great, there we go. We're getting that break. So everything so far so good. Look, I said to you before that in order for me to go lower, a drop below this territory is required, below this upside line, and now we're getting that. So these are the futures, by the way, that I'm talking about. So yep, my next target is the kind of the area around the 12,200 zone. If that gets cleared, well, guess what? A forthcoming lower low will be confirmed. ASX 200. So of course, let's have a look at this one. So not only that it declined because yesterday we saw some selling action, the first trading day of the month, and there we go, boom, we see some selling activity, and it's just kind of, everybody's talking about this October, honestly, like, I think people jinxed it. But Okay, look, in general, what I'm going to say here is this, that my scenario worked out perfectly. So what I was talking about previously, I said to that if we do fall below that 7,040 zone right here, my next target will be the psychological 7,000 mark or this 6,951, which we managed to reach perfectly. Not only that, we managed to pierce through it as well. So all is good. In terms of the upside, in terms of the upside, in terms of the downside still. So look, in terms of the downside, because my mission has been accomplished here, we have kind of reached my level. So let me just grab this highlighted zone. I'm going to put it here. This is what I'm going to be keeping a close eye on right now. So if I want to go further south, then yes, drop below that 6,951 territory would be required. And then we will aim, and this is where, let me just grab maybe a few lines or something. Let me just grab this one. And then we will aim for this one initially, the 6,853. Or just slightly below that, we do have another one. Oh, not this color. Let me just put it back into normal. The slightly below, well, actually, I mean, slightly below is just about the same territory. So basically, 6,850 will be my next target if we clear this 6,851 zone right there. For the upside, for the upside, I would probably maybe stick to something around these lines. So, or should I say around this line, one line. So the steep downside resistance line drawn from the high of the 15th of September. If we break down, if we pop back above the 7,040 zone somewhere as well, then yeah, potentially more buyers could join in. But this is what I'm talking about right now at this point in time. But look, in general, as my title says, that we got the RBA interest rate decision this morning. So yeah, I mean, look, as expected. I talked about this yesterday in my morning video. I said to you that, look, I'm expecting them not to hike, but still remain, as always, as every central bank, stay like, cautious in case inflation. We're ready to act if inflation picks up again. Okay, we know this rhetoric already. We know that it's the same over and over. Okay, I mean, ECB tried something different, but actually at the end of it, it still remained actually the same, with the same rhetoric. But okay, fair enough. They tried, but still the market took it as the usual. Anyway, so yeah, look, we got the move here. Australia came out with a no rate hike, but they said yes, they're willing to go, and increase rates again. And maybe this is what's kind of also spooking the markets here a little bit, ASX 200, that they're willing to go and hike, but I think that it will adjust. I think it will adjust. The market will adjust. They will say, you know what? Well, okay, life doesn't end there. Let's continue, as it was previously the case. So that's why I think that maybe there could be a chance for this one to move back up here. But I think that for that, you need to wait for at least a break of this steep downside line drawn from the high of the 15th of September. Dow Jones Industrial Average. So yesterday we saw a bit of a decline, and look at this, my perfect level, perfect hit. I talked about this. I said to you that if we do fall below that 33,800, my next target is the 33,450 territory. Tick, tick. There we go. By the way, good morning in the chat room. Good morning, everyone. As always, this is what I keep on forgetting. Good morning, everyone. In the chat room. Good morning, everybody who's tuning in right now. So I hope you're having a wonderful start of Tuesday. I'm happy to see you here in general. Look, Dow, we got the move, we got the test. So, and again, the same story as I said already with ASX 200, with Australia. Look, the Fed is also in the same boat. Like, I mean, they said they're willing to rate hikes, but judging from this, and this is what I keep on saying, that I don't think that they will hike in November. Maybe they will hike in December. Maybe they'll give that they will run the market, they will allow at least the market to run, and given that the indices right now are selling off, so kind of everything is working, in line with expectations. So yes, there's no need for maybe a hike in November. However, if the market starts reversing and starts reversing like nicely to the upside, then well, maybe this here, the 13th of December moment, will be an interesting one here, because maybe we'll get that hike here. At the moment, it's sitting at 38.4, which is of course still lower than the no rate hike, but I think that might change, especially after 1st of November, if we don't get a hike. So coming back to the technicals here on the Dow, look, for the upside, I would like to see maybe a push back somewhere above this 33,800 zone. And then my next target will be this 200-day EMA, and then we'll take it from there. Maybe I'll actually keep an eye on this little hurdle, this 34,128. And then we'll go from there. Looking at the picture, let's say if you were looking at some lower levels, I think that the easier option is to wait for a drop below the 33,450 zone in order to go lower, because again, a forthcoming lower low will be confirmed then, and potentially could attract a few more sellers into the game. The S&P 500, so yeah, it's a good move, but what's interesting here, we remained above the 200-day EMA, and if you missed yesterday's activity, Dow was the biggest loser yesterday. The S&P was just kind of flat, ended the day flat. And NASDAQ, yes, it was the biggest gainer, but I'll get to NASDAQ in a bit. So basically, we saw the S&P remaining flat. These, by the way, what you're seeing here, these are the futures. So kind of this is when it starts at midnight here. So it's a slightly different. It's a slightly kind of different chart here. So. But in general, what can I say? Yes, we remained above the 200-day EMA. That's great. There is still hope that we could see maybe a reversal back up here at some point. But of course, let's not rush into things. Oh, somebody started drilling the wall, guys, here just near me. Okay. So I hope you cannot hear it too much and it's not distracting us, too much here. But anyway, looking at the picture here on the upside here scenario, as look, the same is valid. 4,350. That's when I'll start looking at some higher levels. 4,375. A break on that one. This is from where I will start aiming for the upside. For the downside, look, for the downside, I would like to see a drop below the 200-day EMA. And then, yes, potentially more sellers could join in. We could then target at 4,262, and then we'll take it from there. So basically, long story short, drop below the 200-day EMA is needed. So yes, I mean, at the moment, I would like to see maybe some sort of clarity here. At this point, I'm not getting any. For me, the clarity would come, let's say, if we do, again, drop below the 200-day EMA and stay below it, and then, yes, I could aim a little bit to the downside. But if it doesn't, drop and just stays somewhere around here, then, yes, I'm taking a bit of a neutral stand. But if it starts popping somewhere above this 4,375, then that's great for the bulls. Now, this one's interesting. Yeah, so we did decline yesterday, and we did decline, and then we quickly came back above the 100-day EMA. Looking good, guys. Looking interesting. So, well, I don't want to say anything. In general, I don't want to be a party pooper for the Bears. But look, yes, they still have a chance to step in here, but I would like to see, I mean, I'm currently seeing like the bodies of the daily candles here staying above the 100-day EMA. So that kind of gives me a little bit more positivity in terms of, let's say, the upside scenario. And then we will aim for the 50-day EMA, and then we could aim for that 15,223 and so on and so on. But look, let's not rush into anything. I'm not saying that this is like a guaranteed thing or something. No, it's just an idea. This is just a theory. Some things work, some things don't. We just have to adjust as we go. Hackscop1, good morning. Good morning to you too. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful start of Tuesday. So yeah. The German index, DAX, look, oh, and by the way, in terms of the US indices, as the heading says there, keep your eyes on the US JOLTS job opening number. So yes, that number is expected to decline a little bit. So yep. Again, not judging, and then we have the red book as well, year on year here today. Today. So I'm not saying anything, but just I would suggest to wait for the number to come out and do something about it. Then at this point, just kind of observe the price action and keep your eyes on the DAX, because the DAX it did decline nicely yesterday, looking good. The first day of the month, and there we go. We saw a beautiful decline, we saw a beautiful push lower, and look how well this barrier, this 15,600 territory, provided good resistance. Great, we reversed and we pushed lower, and then we tested my 15,265 territory, which previously was, or actually, sorry, I shouldn't say previously. It is actually the lowest point of September. We did pierce through it today, but then we quickly came back above it. So, in other words, it seems like the bulls are trying not to give up. Look, although I said before, and I'll say it again, that I don't like ranges in general, but this would be very, very interesting to see if that's actually would become a range. So what I'm talking about here is this, and this area, the 15,265 and the 15,600. So if we continue to trade, for example, here for a while, like moving sideways, yeah, that would be quite interesting. So at the moment, okay, look, we're still holding above this lower side here of this potential idea of a range. Okay, that's fine. And now my question is, can we get maybe a rebound or something? If we can, okay, great. I'll consider maybe a move back to the 200-day EMA. But if we cannot, if we do drop and stay below the 15,265 right here, then, well, yes, this opens the door for further declines, maybe even aiming for that psychological 15,000 mark. So just kind of keep that in mind. So, FTSE 100. So yeah, FTSE, that one declined, and that one broke my upside line. So this is what I said to you yesterday. I said that if we do get that break here, if we get a rebound, okay, great, we'll consider some higher levels, but I'll probably get more comfortable with the upside if we do push above the 7,700 zone. If we break the upside line and we fall below the 7,600 territory right here, then I'll aim to the downside I'll aim for my 7,520 territory. Tick, and you can see from here I have another arrow. It's basically if we do slide and we do fall below this. Well, what I'm kind of considering, and I don't want to kind of, pretend that I have a crystal ball here or something and then kind of say, you know what, this is what's going to happen or not. But look, if by any chance this territory, the 7,520, continues to provide support, maybe a bit of a rebound here could be possible. Maybe we could see, like a push back up here, and maybe a retest of this upside line, which okay, it could come in line nicely with the idea when I keep on saying that, look, whenever we break a trend line, we tend to test it from the other side. And I kind of still stick to something like that, because in a way that does happen, that we do see occasionally things like that happening. So I'm not saying that this is exactly when it's going to happen, or exactly what will happen. but there isn't an option, you know, and then maybe the market is not really willing to sell off yet. So maybe, you know, yesterday we saw, like I said, Nasdaq holding on. The S&P was kind of flat-ish. Dow was only the loser, but and Europe did decline. But maybe we could see a little bit of a retracement at some point. But look, at this point, I'm cautiously bearish still. I have to, because we broke the upside line. We fell below all of the EMAs here. And yes, there is a good chance for this one to drift lower. However, a drop below the 7,520 territory is still required. If we don't get that, maybe we'll get a bit of a rebound back up here. I mean, look at this. This is a monster. This is a monster, and this is, I don't know how to control it, and I don't know if anybody can control it for now. I mean, I talked about this. I said to you, look, we have this. Yeah, last week I said to you that when we started seeing this correction, I said, keep your eyes on this upside line. Maybe it will provide good support. It did. We popped back up. Then I said to you, I'm going to get more comfortable with the upside if we do push back above the 106.54 territory right here. And we did. So that's one part of the problem completed. My next problem is trying to reach the 107.15 territory, which, by the way, is this the high of the 30th of November. Good potential target. That's what I'm going to be aiming for now. Gold. Gold. Oh, by the way, in terms of the dollar, in terms of the downside, I don't know. Upside line, maybe. Look, for now, even if it does drift lower, look, what you can do here from the short-term perspective, if it does fall somewhere below this 106.54 territory, yes, we could consider a bit of a larger correction here to the downside towards this upside line, but probably I will get more comfortable with lower levels if we do fall below the upside line. Gold. There we go. So, yeah, stronger dollar, weaker gold. There we go. Mission accomplished. Well, mission accomplished, but not really as I wanted it. But, okay, the market doesn't always give what I wanted it to give me. So, but anyway, that's absolutely fine. So, look, I was kind of hoping maybe to see a bit of a retracement, actually, but okay, you know. Okay, but because my target was still this 1824 territory, which fantastic. I got a nice test of it. 1835 tested, 1824 tested. Actually went even further south. So what can we do now? I think that it's time to mark this 1804 zone. Well, look, don't be surprised as long as we stay below this territory, below this 1824 zone. My next target is the 1804 area, marked by the lowest point of February of this year. And if I'm not mistaken, am I mistaken? Is this? No. I thought it was going to be it's going to be the lowest point of this year. Actually, let me just mark the lowest point of this year. Let me grab one of these lines. Let's recycle one of these lines. Always recycle, guys. There's a hidden message for you. This is January. This is... wait. No, this is correct. This is the lowest point of this year. Yeah, because January was somewhere here. Okay. Sorry, apologies for that. So, yeah, this is the lowest point of this year, the 1804. Wow. Okay, if we get a nice break of that one, okay, first of all, if we can get a nice touch of that one, that's amazing. But if we can get a nice break of that one, guys, well, guess what? There could be some more sellers joining in, potentially dragging this one further south. Well, I mean, this is where I think we're entering the moment of, some strong bearish activity in gold. Well, thank you very much, US dollar. For the upside, I need to see a push back over the 1858 territory in order to consider some higher levels. Silver, just a quick update. Boom. Oh my God. Honestly, this is just amazing. This is just spectacular. Beautiful move. I mean, what else to add here? Right? Beautiful move. All my levels got reached, this 21.30 zone, great, and we pierced through it. So in a way, I would say this way: as long as we stay below this lowest highlighted zone, my next target is, of course, it's the lowest point of this year. Yes, this year. This is where I start to doubt myself, actually. But yeah, this year, the 1990 zone. So good potential target. Look, I would say this way. For now, I would like to see maybe, like I said, a larger correction here to the upside, maybe getting a hold up here and then sliding and then falling off the cliff. That would be amazing. That would be spectacular. But of course, I'm not excluding the opportunity, let's say, to consider slightly higher levels if we do push and stay above the 21.47 territory right here. Platinum, I've talked about this one. I talked about this one last week, this week, and I said to you yesterday that if we do fall below this 890 zone, keep your eyes on the lower side of the falling channel. And if that breaks and this holds, then yes, more sellers could join in. We could aim for the 838 zone. So at the moment, this is what I'm going to be aiming for, as long as we remain below the lower side of this falling channel. As you can see here, I have a falling channel and I have just a range. So falling channel. So if we stay below it, then yes, I will go further south. In terms of the upside, I need to see a break of this downside line, and then potentially more buyers could join in. Palladium, something that you probably don't look at very often, but look, I do like these exotic instruments here, and yeah, this is just amazing because look at this from the technical perspective. I'm not even talking about the fundamentals. From the technical perspective, it's looking quite bearish. I think that although it's an element which is heavily used in electric vehicles and the batteries, but at the moment, I think we're seeing a slowdown in car sales, and that's across most of the developed countries. We're seeing slowdown in car sales. We're seeing the fact that markets are turning south a little bit. People are trying to save money. And this is what you get. This is what you get, and this is what is happening right now. So, long story short, I would say at the moment it's looking quite bearish, but a confirmation break below this 1,200 territory is required. In order to go higher, at least a push back above the 50-day EMA would be needed. Oil. Let's jump into oil very quickly. So there we go. Beautiful drop. Fantastic. I mean, what can I say? I talked about this yesterday. And I've mentioned this steep upside line drawn from the low of the 24th of August. So we dropped below it. And then I said to you, my next target is the 88 zone. And then if we clear that one, my next target is this one, this upside support line drawn from the low, the 28th of June. And then, yes, we will go from there. We also have this 38.2% retracement on the Fibonacci, which I have drawn here, as you can see. We're kind of going back towards it. And by the way, this 38.2 coincides nicely, I think will coincide nicely with the 50-day EMA. So that's why I like this target very much, especially if we do fall below this 88 zone. And that target is roughly, on my chart, roughly around the 86.60 zone. Bitcoin. So, beautiful falls breakout. Fantastic. So this is where I said to you yesterday that don't rush because, we got a hold up. We got a breakout here. We pushed nicely to the upside. We were all happy. And there we go. Boom. Dollar strengthens. Everybody crashes. This is this is the result that we're getting right now. So, what's next? Well, while we remain in this kind of an ascending triangle, to be honest, I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm just going to be observing the price action. If it drifts a little bit lower and tests this upside line, great, then I'll see if it can rebound from it. But if it breaks the upside line and falls somewhere below this 20 kind of 7,000 territory, then yes, potentially more sellers I think could jump in here because we would be placed also below all of the EMAs on my daily chart here. But for the upside, I need to see a push above the 28,150 zone here, somewhere around here, and then yeah, I'll take it from there. Ethereum, also beautiful reversal. Look at this. I talked about this yesterday. I said to you that I need to see this one pushing and staying above the 200-day EMA. We got another push. We failed to stay above it. We are drifting lower. And now we fell back below the 1668 territory. So in a way, I'm going to be, I'll take this approach, and you know what? I'll say I'm leaning towards the downside. I'm leaning towards this upside support line drawn from the low the 17th of August, and then we'll take it from there. AUDUSD. So yes, let's jump into the chart. So there was no hike. There was no buying of the Australian dollar. So the Reserve Bank of Australia came out saying that yes, we are going to keep our interest rates the same. That's no good for the currency. There we go. Boom. And especially when the US dollar is in the, you know, flying sky high, this is what you get basically. So, so far, so good. Look, I'm going to be targeting the 0.6272 territory first, and then I'll take it from there. Yes, we do have some interesting lower levels below that, but let's go slowly. Let's aim first for the 0.6272, and then we'll take it from there. For the upside, well, for the upside, I would like to see a push maybe back above the 50-day EMA and then do something about it. Maybe I'll aim for this barrier first, and then we'll take it from there. So AUDNZD, so also beautiful move. I talked about this yesterday. I said to you that if we do fall below the 1.0707, my next target is the 1.0644. There we go. So we're on the right track. Let's see if we can reach that. I'm not going to really say anything else because at the moment, yeah, that's the game plan. There's not much to talk about here. We do have a steep downside line here as well, which we could keep an eye on. But if you're looking for some upside here, guys, then push and a break of this downside line and a push above the 1.0729 territory would be required. AUDJPY, fantastic move to the downside. Look at this. I mean, first of all, I said to you that if we are going to stay somewhere above this 95.80, 86 territory, then yes, maybe a rebound like this could be possible. But if we don't, if we break the upside line, then, well, guess what? Then we could see a nice, you know, a nice break here, a nice move to the downside towards this upside support line drawn from the low of the 24th of March. So long story short, we broke the upside line, but we're still hanging above this 94.54 territory. So if we clear it, then yes, I will go further south, guys. I'll aim for the 100-day EMA initially, and then the 200-day EMA. So I think that, you know what, I really want to adjust a few things here because this is no longer needed. This can go, this can be marked this way. Yeah, I think this is the correct way of marking it for now. We'll probably redo stuff again if we see something else happening. But again, for the upside, I will stick to a very conservative approach, and I'll wait for a push back above the 95.86 territory in order to go to the upside. NZDJPY, so we're watching this one. We're going to be watching this one carefully. Why? Because tomorrow we do get the RBA. It's going to be RBA's turn to go for a rate hike or to cut it, or, as planned, to keep it the same at 5.5. Now, I think they're going to keep it at 5.5 because, look, RBA kept it. I think that they might stick around, and see how inflation, goes around. And the fact that the indices are kind of correcting lower, that's also something that, is good for them because this is how they're trying to control inflation. But yeah, look, at the moment, I think that the market here is starting to price that in, but actually, I think that's more not the weakness of the New Zealand dollar, but the strength of the Japanese yen. But that's only against these. It's only against these pairs, not the US dollar. The US dollar is on the stronger side, and that's why we're saying that you know, USDJPY kind of pushing further north, but I'll get to that in a bit. But on this one, yes, the Japanese people are jumping into Japanese yen. My question now is here, will we get a further decline? Look, I said to you before that 88.60, that's what I'm keeping an eye on. So a drop below this may lead to a larger correction to the, where's that arrow? A larger correction to the downside towards my upside support line right there, which is drawn from the low of the 24th of March. Now, will that be the case or not? Of course, time will show, but at the moment, everything's kind of leaning towards that. Now, NZDUSD, so also beautiful, beautiful decline because stronger dollar, but this is what we have. I haven't looked at this one for quite a while, but of course, we're keeping a close eye on the new in RBNZ. So yeah, we're keeping an eye on that one because we want to see what impact it will have on the New Zealand dollar. And at the moment, I'm going to take a very careful approach. I'm not going to try to predict much, but I will say it this way, that if we do break below the 0.5860 territory right here, then yes, I will go lower, because this would confirm a forthcoming lower low, and my next target will be somewhere around here near the 0.5740, 41, something like that, and then we'll take it from there. For the upside, I would need to see a push above this barrier right here, above this 0.6049, and then we'll take it from there. So yeah, that's gonna be my game plan for now. Look, some of you might say, but what about, like, you know, these EMAs? And then yeah, I'll say, hey, why not? Because you could already start looking at some higher levels if we do push back above the 50-day EMA right here. That's great. Then we'll aim for the 100-day EMA and then maybe the 200-day EMA. But if you're a little bit on the cautious side, you can keep an eye on the high of the 29th of September just for that extra confirmation. So USDJPY. Okay, 150. Did we reach it today? No. It just came very close to testing that, and there we go. We're seeing a nice move to the downside a little bit. Well, a nice move, a nice little correction, but I don't know how much will that be sustainable. But look, I'll stick to my game plan. I'll say it again. As I said to you before, that if we do pop up with 148.85, I'll aim for that 150 zone. I talked about this last week, and there we go. Mission accomplished. So my mission accomplished. And now, in order for me to go further north, I think that the option is, which option is required, is this, the 149.94. A nice good pop above it, yep, may attract more buyers into the game. So just keep that in mind, guys. If we do kind of break below the 148.85, then yes, I will consider a larger correction here to the downside. USDCAD, boom, look at this beautiful thing. Oil yesterday declined, dollar strengthened, USDCAD to the upside, and we've managed to reach my target perfectly. This downside resistance line drawn from the high of the 13th of October, good potential target. So yep, what's next? Well, I would say this way, that if you're looking for some higher levels, there is a good chance for this one to happen. But again, a break of this downside line is required again, and we would need to see the pair staying above the 1.3695 territory in order to consider some higher levels. I need to grab a few lines here. I think I need to capture a few moments right here, and also right here. Yeah, so these are going to be my levels. My next target is the 1.38 zone if we break and stay above this downside line again. GBPUSD, so beautiful push to the downside so far, so good. Look, I talked about this as yesterday. I said to you that if we do drop and stay below the 1.2110, my next target is the 1.2010. So far, we're on the right track, and well, as long as we remain below the 1.2110, I'll aim to the downside. In terms of the upside, look, there was an opportunity to for the bulls to step in, but they kind of lost it here, and we after we pushed back up to the 1.2182 zone, yes, they pushed higher. We did go for that retracement on the Fibonacci. Now we can get rid of it. So look, I'll stick to my game plan. Actually, if we do climb back up to the 1.2182 zone, then yes, I will start considering a larger correction to the upside. GBPJPY, this one's looking quite bearish, to be honest. As you can see yourselves, we're near this key support zone, near the 180.81. And yes, the question now is, can we see a break of this territory, a break below the 180.81? If we can get that, then yes, my next target is the 200-day EMA. In terms of the upside, I would like to wait for a push above the 183 territory first, and then I would consider slightly higher levels. At this point, I'm just observing the downside scenario first, because again, that might play out. I believe that might play out first. But again, we need that clear confirmation break first below this territory, below this 180.81, and below that. Oh, Haxcop1, thank you very much for joining in. Thank you. Your message just came through right now, so yeah, thank you very much for that. I'll see you tomorrow too. But yeah, look, let me just quickly mark this for our future reference. So yeah, this is the area that I'm keeping a close eye on. Now, Euro Aussie, so far so good. Look, I talked about this idea where I said to you that we're in the falling channel, and given that we rebounded from the 200-day EMA, then there's a good chance we could see a pop higher here towards the upper side here of this falling channel. So far so good. We're kind of getting closer to the upper side here, so my question now is, can we see actually a pop above this upper side of the falling channel? If we can, and we do pop above the 50-day EMA, then yes, potentially more buyers could join in. So at the moment, the 1.6797 territory is something that I'm going to be keeping a close eye on, but only if we do break the upper side of the falling channel and we do pop above the 50-day EMA. Then yes, I will get more excited with the upside. Probably I'll get even more excited with the upside if we do push above the 1.6650 territory right here, which has been a good area of resistance and support. However, if the upper side of the falling channel holds, well, guess what? A drift back below the 100-day EMA here shown as the green line might do the trick for a few more sellers. EURJPY, just a quick update. We're flirting with the lower side of the range here, so let's see if we can actually break that. At the moment, I'm just observing the price action, and I'm keeping an eye on this territory right here, this 156.87 zone. Oh, sorry, 156. 0.87 zone. This is what I'm looking at in order to go lower. At the moment, yes, we're getting that clearance, but can we stay below it? That's a good question. And then can we actually also break the 156.858 zone? If we can, a forthcoming lower low will be confirmed. EURCHF, so yes, beautiful pop here above this downside line. We stayed above it, and now it seems like we're forming something of a bullish flag. So long story short, I believe that there is some potential for some upside here, but I think that I'll take a cautious approach, and I'll wait for a break above the 1.4371 territory in order to go higher. My next target will be this 200-day EMA, and then we'll take it from there. For the downside, I would need to see, this is where I'll remove the downside line, I need to see a drop back below the 1.4235 in order to go lower. Euro USD, finally. So Euro USD is, yes, I mean, look at this. It failed to move higher here. I said to you that if we stay somewhere below this territory, I'll go again to the downside towards the 1.0483. Tick, tick. I needed to see a break of this downside line first in order to go higher. Well, there we go. We did not get that. Instead we got that nice drift lower, and we've reached my target. We cleared it, and now let's put it this way: as long as it stays below this zone, below this 1.0483, then yes, we could go further south. I'm aiming for the 1.0443. And then I am aiming for the 1.0290 territory right there. And then we'll take it from there, guys. So, yep, this point, that's my game plan. I'll grab this highlighted zone. I will push it somewhere here. Yes, good possible target or area to keep an eye on. So we're currently trading below it. So that means that, yes, potentially we could see some further declines if we continue to trade below that zone. If not, if we push back up, well, you know, maybe a bit of a retracement here could be possible, but we'll have to then reevaluate things. So that's it, guys. That's it for this session. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time, your views, your your rocket ships, your comments, everything. So thank you for that, and I hope to see you tomorrow, as always, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a beautiful trading day. Stay safe. Have your stop losses in place. Risk only what you can afford to lose. Don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. If you want to continue to please the trading gods, subscribe to our channel for a blessing.